Are you tired of waiting for the perfect moment to change your life? Waiting for the new year, a new month, or just the right time to make that big change? What if I told you that the perfect moment doesn't exist? The only time you can start is right now. Yeah, right this second. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to change your life in just 90 days. No magic, no shortcuts, just real practical strategies that actually work. So let's get into it. Step 1 is start now. No more waiting. Let me be blunt. Waiting for the perfect time to start something is the biggest mistake you can make. I've heard it so many times, like, I will start next Monday, or I will wait until the new year. But guess what? There's no perfect time. The hardest part of any change is simply beginning. And often we procrastinate because we fear that rough, imperfect start. Trust me, a messy beginning is better than no beginning. You don't have to be fully prepared, or you don't need to have all the answers, and things definitely don't need to be perfect. Just take the first step. It could be as small as writing down a goal, or sign up for a class, or simply committing to change in your mind. Because once you start, the momentum builds. I will give you an example, like starting my YouTube channel. Okay, back in 2024, I moved to Canada from China. Now, for those who don't know, YouTube is blocked in China, along with Instagram, Facebook, and a bunch of other platforms. So I had never used YouTube before. I signed up in July 2024 after moving to Canada. Meanwhile, English is my second language. I hadn't spoke it in 20 years. I didn't even know what I was doing. But guess what? I started anyway. I signed up, learned every features, and hit upload. Even though I felt far from ready. Was it messy? Yes. Did I make mistakes? Of course. But here I am today, running this channel, and it all started with that imperfect first step. So stop saying, I will start next year, or I will start when I'm ready. Start now. Messy, lazy, imperfect, never mind. Just start. You will figure it out along the way, I promise. Step 2 is visualize your ideal self and write it down. Okay, so you've started. Now what? You need to figure out what you are working toward. Take a moment and imagine the best version of yourself. What does that look like? What habits does this version of you have? And what goals? What mindset? Once you have this version, write it down. Yes, this is so important. Grab a notebook, a journal, your phone, or even drop it in the comments below. I read every single comment and reply to every one of them too. When you write it down, you're not just daydreaming. You are making it real. When things are written down, your brain starts taking it seriously. I know it sounds wild, but that's just how our brains and bodies work together. It's kind of like magical, right? But don't just think about what you want. Also think about what's standing in your way. What habits, what people or obstacles are blocking you from becoming your best self. Write this down too. Now start working on removing them one by one. Also make sure to reflect on what you already have. We are so focused on what we want that we often forget the qualities and achievements we already possess. This mindset shift is huge. For example, I used to drink too much coffee and eat way too much carbs. But over time, I switched to drinking veggie juice in the morning, started working out, and become more social. See? People can change. One book that helped me tremendously is Atomic Habits, which I mentioned in a previous video. It taught me that how small changes compounded over time can create massive transformation. And if you want to take this further, practice manifestation. Yes, visualize yourself as the person you want to be and believe it. When you consistently tell yourself, yeah, I am this person. I have all these wonderful qualities and the ideal life. Well, your action will start aligning with that reality. It's not magic, it's mindset. Step 3 is the power of the 12-week year. I know what you're thinking. But I've seen YouTubers claim they can change in 30 days or even 3 weeks. And while that might work for some quick fix, but real lasting change takes a little more time. That's why I'm a huge fan of the 12-week or 90-day plan. It's long enough to see real progress, but short enough to keep you motivated. I got this idea from a book I recently read called The 12-Week Year. It's a total game changer. Here are 3 crucial takeaways. 1. Ditch the annual plan. Stop thinking in terms of year-long goals. A year is too long and it makes us procrastinate. Instead, break your life into 12-week sprints. This can create a sense of urgency and pushes you to get things done. 2. Focus on execution, not planning. It's so easy to get caught up in planning, that endless to-do lists, vision boards, you name it. But plans are useless without action, right? So focus on taking small, actionable steps every single day. Execution is where the magical happens. Number 3, accountability is key. Whether it's a friend, a coach, or even online community, having someone to hold you accountable is vital. When someone else is checking in on your progress, you are way more likely to stay on track. For example, I decided to kick my sugar habit. At first, it feels impossible. Sugar was my comfort food, not to mention that living through these endless raining days of Canadian winter, I found myself having these sneaky conversations in my heart. Hey, you need a little energy boost. Maybe a chocolate bar or a cinnamon roll, or how about a cheesecake? And sure, it feels amazing while I'm eating it, but the guilt hits hard afterwards because that was definitely not part of my plan. Cutting out sugar is a plan. Now with a 12-week plan, I gradually cut back. I held myself accountable, not by eliminating everything at once, but by reducing one thing each week. Week 1, no more cookies. Week 2, bye-bye cake. Week 3, ice cream's gotta go. By week 4, I was saying no to cinnamon rolls, which literally my favorite. It was a gradual process, and it made all the difference. That small, consistent efforts made a huge difference in how I felt by the end. So if you are ready to commit to change, give yourself 12 weeks or let's say 19 days. Track your progress, reflect, and adjust as needed. You will be amazed by how much you can accomplish in that time frame. Step 4 is break your goals into actionable steps. A 90-day goal can feel overwhelming if it's not broken down. So what are these bite-sized steps that will get you there? For instance, if you want to start exercising, right? Don't set a goal like, okay, I want to get fit, or okay, I want to lose 20 pounds. Instead, commit to a 20 minutes workout 3 times a week and gradually increase the intensity as you build momentum. The same goes for diet. Rather than overhauling your entire eating routine overnight, start with small, sustainable changes. When I wanted to improve my diet, I began by drinking a veggie smoothie every morning. That one change helped shift my mindset, and eventually, I found it easier to cut out junk food. Step 5 is change your environment to support your goals. Another trick that helped me cut out snacks was changing my environment. Basically, I just stopped stocking my house with junk food. Well, sometimes instead of fighting off cravings with sheer willpower, it's easier to change your surroundings and remove the temptation altogether. Your environment plays a huge role in your success. If your home, workplace, or even your cycle of friends is filled with distractions or negativity, it's going to be hard to stick to your new habits. You just need to set yourself up for success. Okay, think about it. When you get that junk food craving, but you don't have any at home, right? What do? In North America, it's such a hassle to get to the store. You'd have to either hop in your car or place an order online. And by the time the food gets to you, at least an hour has passed. Let's be real. At that point, you are probably going to give up on the idea altogether. Okay, take me for example. When I was trying to focus more on reading and less on mindless entertainment, I literally moved the TV out of my living room. Without the TV, I found myself reaching for a book or just relaxing without the distraction of Netflix. It's a small change that had a huge impact on my habits and productivity. Step 6 is be kind to yourself. Progress over perfection. Even with a 90-day plan, I know there will be ups and downs. You might even start thinking to yourself, is this even worth it? Anyway, I'm going to mess up. We all do. There will be days when you fall off track, and that's okay. The key is to focus on progress, not perfection. For a long time, I was such a perfectionist, which made me super hard on myself. If something wasn't perfect, I wouldn't even start. And if I did start, I'd beat myself halfway through because it wasn't going how I imagined. Worst of all, if I thought the end result wasn't perfect, I'd just quit. I know, a terrible mindset. Don't judge. Many of you are just like me. But now I've completely flipped the script. I've let go of everything have to be perfect mentality. I tell myself, well, just start. Even if it's messy, that's progress, right? For example, I didn't work out for almost 2 years because I convinced myself that if I wasn't running for an hour or hitting the gym for a full workout, it didn't even count. That mindset totally held me back. Now, when I was trying to exercise more regularly, I started with light strategy and gradually worked my way up to more intense workouts. Was I perfect every week? Absolutely not. But I am consistent, and that's what matters. Step 7, the importance of tracking your progress. Well, since progress is more important than perfection, here's a tip. Track every bit of progress you made. What gets measured gets managed. You don't know how far you've come unless you track your journey, right? Whether it's through a journal or an app or even a calendar where you make of each successful day, tracking creates a sense of accountability and gives you a visual reminder of your progress. I made a journal to track my daily progress, and let me tell you, this does 2 amazing things. 1, it keeps me focused on how far I've come, giving me confidence and a sense of accomplishment every step of the way. Number 2 is every 30 days, I can look back and compare where I started. Trust me, you will be amazed at how much you've changed, even though you're barely noticed it happening in your day-to-day life. It's such a great surprise, and it makes you even happier. Step 8 is surround yourself with support. No matter why or how you are trying to change, I really hope you keep that positive energy going throughout your journey. It's so important to stay motivated and uplifted. So find people who share your goals or who will cheer you on. It could be a friend, a partner, or an online community. Like when I was learning English to start this channel, I found so much support from people online, encouraging me to keep going despite the challenges. So having that support made all the difference. Step 9 is reward yourself for small wins. Please remember, every time you hit a milestone, celebrate it. Maybe it's treating yourself to something nice or just taking a moment to cheer on how far you've come. These small rewards will keep you motivated and remind you that every step forward counts. Once you've completed your 90-day cycle, take time to reflect. What worked, what didn't, where did you struggle, and how can you improve in the next round? I like to journal at the end of every 90-day cycle, writing down what I've learned and where I want to go next. I know it's easy to think that we need to make huge changes to see results, right? But in reality, it's the small, consistent changes and wins that lead to the biggest transformations. For example, in my 19-day journey, I made 3 small changes. I quit sugar, stopped using my phone before bed, and exercise every day. This sounds like tiny tweaks, right? But the results were incredible. First, I had more energy because cutting out sugar gave me more sustained energy throughout the day without the afternoon crash. Number 2, I slept better. No scrolling before bed helped me fall asleep faster and improved the quality of sleep. Number 3, I gained confidence. Stick to my exercise routine gave me the confidence that I could achieve bigger goals. The key here is constancy. It's not about being perfect, but about making progress little by little every day. So, if you are watching this right now and feeling like you need a change, don't wait for the new year or the right time. The only right time is now. Whether you want to eat better, exercise more, or just create better habits, you can start today. And if you stick with it for 90 days, I guarantee you will look back and be amazed at how much you've grown. So what's the first step you're going to take? Drop it in the comments below. I'd love to know. Let's hold each other accountable and make 2025 the year we truly transform ourselves. Thank you guys. See you next time.